I think that you probably owe Mr. Aardvark an apology, don't you?
Unbox, unbox, unbox with Dr. Pants. Unbox, unbox, unbox with Dr. Pants. Unbox cassettes with Dr. Pants.
Hey, it's Dr. Pants here for the first time on my YouTube channel or anywhere ever, an unboxing video. And you may be thinking, what on earth are you gonna unbox? Are you gonna unbox some sort of thing of goods that some company sent you? Or what's going on? Like, no, I'm actually gonna unbox a new thing that I am selling on my Bandcamp page as of tomorrow. But first, before we get to that, a little bit of history. So back before, and some of you may already know this stuff, that's fine. But back before I was Dr. Pants, in high school and college, I was just Bea Broyles, and that's how I billed myself when I was playing music or when I was recording music, writing music, etc. And back then I made 3 albums and an EP of my original songs just on my 4-track cassette recorder at home or in my dorm room or wherever I was at the time. And I released those on like hand-dubbed cassettes, and I sold them to friends and anybody who was interested. And back in 2018, I did some digital reissues of that material on my Bandcamp page, okay? And I expanded them, I gave them some bonus material that was relevant to the original album in some way, whether it was a live recording or a live performance or some sort of other version of a song or whatever. And and I did that up until 2021, which was the 25th anniversary of the Mr. Utopia album, okay? And yes, but then as of now, as of earlier today, and if you're watching this, those digital reissues have been taken down from Bandcamp. They're not there anymore, okay? It is now 2023. We are at the 30th anniversary of the first album, okay, that came out in 1993, okay, called Music for the Purple Ants. And yeah, it's time for these releases to go back into the vault. We are probably at a point where, it's just time. And so, but before I do that, before they go back in the vault forever, I have one other thing I wanted to do with them. And that's what we're going to look at today. As of tomorrow, okay, or midnight tonight probably, on Bandcamp, you will be able to get a sort of handmade box set, okay, of those 4 albums, or 3.5 albums, I guess, 3 albums and an EP on cassette, okay, plus a cassette with some bonus material, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, okay? But there are only gonna be 5 of these, all right? Only 5 are going to exist, period, ever. And each box will be hand-painted like this. It's not a fancy box, it's just a cardboard box. But I did hand paint each one myself. Each one is slightly different. They do not all have the same exact patterns on them. They are all purple, red, and green, which are the original colors in the Music for the Purple Ants artwork, which we'll see in a minute, okay? But, so the box, you're gonna get a box that looks kind of like this, okay? We're going to be very careful opening it because we want to make sure that this one stays in good shape for whoever orders it, okay? But open the box, all right? And so then take out the first cassette, okay? Which is Music for the Purple Ants, the album I just was talking about, okay? As you can see, yes, purple, green, and red are the featured colors in the artwork. There's purple text on the side there. And this album cover, of course, was originally designed by and done by my friend Brian Farley, whom I'm still friends with. Okay, this was the first of my original music that I ever threw out into the world and sold. Okay. As far as this reissue goes, I will say this: all the albums, all the music has at least somewhat improved sound quality. I tried to at least slightly remaster everything, and all these tapes are green. Okay, they match the Oral Tradition Eclectic cassette. Okay, that I put out last year. Okay, if you're like, ooh, they're gonna be a matched set with my other Dr. Pants cassette. Okay. But they have these cool printed labels on them that mirror the artwork of the original release. Okay. They have the original, a replica or a copy of the original liner notes, okay, for each record. Okay, so for Purple Ants, they look like this. The silly things that I said and everything about my songs back in 1993 are intact. Okay, it is an exact replica almost of the actual tape that I sold in 1993. Okay, with some slight upgrades. Okay, that's music for the Purple Ants. It looks like that. The next cassette, also from 1993, was the EP, the 30-minute record called Week that I put out, that has the 20+ minute composition called Week on it, as well as 2 other shorter songs. Okay, the cassette label looks like that, and again, there's the copy of the original handwritten liner notes for that one. Okay, that you get in the cassette. If any of you used to have these cassettes and you're like, I can't find mine now, I don't know what happened to them, I wish I still had them, this is your opportunity to get them, or possibly if you're someone who's newer to the Dr. Pants universe and you're enough of a fan that you want something like this, even just as a keepsake, this is for you. Okay, so then 1994, the Heathen's Road to Heaven album. Okay. Again, this one I slightly upgraded my printing. I did actually everything in a computer, so all the text is actually typed. Okay, but there's the cassette label. I had fun doing that one. I had to approximate the fonts because I didn't remember what actual fonts these were that I used all that time ago. Okay, but again, an exact replica of the liner notes as they were in the original cassette. Okay, and then the final original cassette, Mr. Utopia from 1996. Okay, this one had artwork. Oh, we have Week and Heathen's Road. I've had a friend sort of assist me with the Heathen's Road to Heaven artwork, but I was kind of the creative force in some ways behind that one, whereas this artwork for Mr. Utopia was a collaboration between my friends Brian Williams and Philip Gonzalez. They each did part of it. Okay, and if you could see, that's a picture that's supposed to be me. Okay, circa 1996, how I looked. Okay, and then beautiful fish that Brian drew, and if you look closely, you can see part of the Starship Discovery from 2001: A Space Odyssey up in the upper right-hand corner from your vantage point, and then even a little tiny piece of the monolith sticking up there from the very top, which is great. I'm so glad that's on this record, like, especially now that I'm an even bigger fan of that film than I've ever been. But yeah, so Mr. Utopia, kind of the crowning achievement, really, of these records, if you ask me. I think it's easily the best one. There's the cassette label, which I think looks great. And then, of course, once again, a exact copy replica of the original typed liner notes, etc., cassette J-card from the original release. Okay. But is that all? No. This box holds 5 cassettes, not 4. Okay. And so the 5th cassette contains all the bonus material that I had added to the original reissues when I put them up digitally. Okay, so you're like, but the digital ones had extra stuff. Like, these cassettes don't have the extra stuff on them. No, they do not. Okay, they're all Most of them didn't have room for the extra stuff, but I did put all that extra stuff on a cassette called bonus material, okay, that I'm including in the set, all right? Not only that, but it has an awesome vintage photo of me during the time that I would have been making this music on the front that was taken from a video. It was a still from a video that my friend Michael Mercadante did while we were in college, and it looks like this. Yeah, baby. Yeah, check that guy out. He's on the front of this tape. All right, that is worth the price of the set right there, if you ask me. But not only that, not only is that photo on the front, but I put a bunch of little tiny versions of that photo on the cassette label for this bonus cassette too, okay? But yeah, it has a couple of, more full band sounding versions of some of the Purple Ants stuff, and it's got live recordings of old material that I was performing in sort of the initial incarnations of Dr. Pants in like 1999 and 2000. It's got alternate acoustic versions. There's a song on this that's a completely otherwise unavailable song, okay, that didn't make it on the Mr. Utopia album in 96, okay? And so yeah, and ultimately, like even some of the music on the Fiesel Day album was sort of leftover material from some of these albums, and so there really is there is somewhat of a connection, a through line, not just because it's me, but because the Fiesel Day material did sort of overlap with some of this material that I did under the name Bea Broyles to a degree as well. Okay, I think if you listen to the Mr. Utopia album especially, there's a lot of like, oh, it kind of sounds like parts of the Fiesel Day album. Like I feel like that's definitely the case. So anyway, but all 5 of these cassettes, okay, in this hand-done unique box, okay, they fit right back in there really nicely, okay, nice and snugly, no weird extra space or anything like that, okay, and close it back up. There it is, all right. So I sincerely hope that there are 5 of you that are interested in getting one of these, and like I said, at midnight tonight, they will be available on the Bandcamp page. And there will be a digital version of the entire set that you can buy, okay? If you're like, well, I just want the slightly upgraded digital one, that's fine, okay? But there will be 5 and only 5 of these ever. And as soon as these 5 physical sets are sold out, the digital version of the whole set will also come down too. It'll be just gone, okay? All this material will go back into the vault. And it's not like I'm trying to pull a Disney. It's just like, well, we've had our time revisiting the past, the pre-Dr. Pants years. And, to some degree, it is a bit my juvenilia. It's not necessarily, some of it's not music that I necessarily feel like is, the fully formed identity of who I was as a songwriter, certainly earlier, even in the early Dr. Pants years. And so So I'm not going to keep it on my Bandcamp page long term, nor do I ever have any plans to release it to streaming or anything like that. So if you want this music or you want access to this music, you need to make sure and get it from the Bandcamp in some form, whether it be one of these box sets or the digital version, which will, like I said, only be available as long as these box sets are there. As soon as all 5 sell, boom, it goes away, it's gone. So I love you guys. Thank you for sitting through this. And I forgot to acknowledge at the beginning the little unboxing song. My daughter Bea helped write that. So that was a collaborative piece between her and me. And watch this space for more Bea appearances and more material from her eventually. So anyway, love you guys. Go buy a cassette box starting at midnight tonight. And yeah, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching it on Facebook, go over and find my YouTube channel and subscribe there. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, but if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, please do so and like the video. All right, I'll probably take this, I might take this video down, maybe even once the 5 boxes sell as well. We shall see. But for now, love you guys. Thanks so much. More soon.